Hi, I'm Barbara Calvi, licensed marriage and family therapist, and I want to welcome you back to the Couples Corner. So today I'm talking about what are some criteria to consider when you are ready to engage a couples therapist, because I really want you to have the best experience in couples therapy that you can and have the best result and outcome to create the best relationship that you can. So there are lots of licensed professionals out there. There are clinical psychologists, there are licensed marriage and family therapists, yay, yay, yay. There are licensed clinical social workers, there are licensed professional counselors. Now, any professional holding any of those licenses could be an extremely well-trained and really highly skilled couples therapist. However, it is not a given. So this is why I want to give some criteria for you to consider. In most graduate programs, you're lucky if there's one course in working with couples. And that is most likely to be in graduate programs that serve people who eventually become marriage and family therapists, right? Because marriage is in the title, so it seems like a no-brainer. There'd be a lot of training. That's wrong. Again, most programs provide one course. Then, so you come to all these licensed professionals have for like 3,000 hours of training that they have to do. In none of those license designations is there a specific category for, oh, you want to get your license, you have to have training of so many hours to work with couples. There's no designation for that. And so it is really rare that anyone who has been licensed and has no other training has gotten any extensive training to work with couples at all. It's going to depend on if the agency that they're doing their hours at or the clinical practice they're doing their hours at happens to get any couples, and if the supervisor happens to have really good training in couples therapy. That's going to determine the quality of the training they get. So what you want to do is make sure that the therapist you're talking to has had training, a certification beyond the license that they hold. So first of all, you want to make sure the best place to get a referral is probably from friends and acquaintances who had their own experience with a couples therapist and they found it very positive. If you don't have, barring that, you can ask your doctor, general practitioner. Sometimes OBGYNs will end up referring to couples therapists. There might be other healthcare practitioners. Ask around. You can also just kind of do a search on Psychology Today or other places that have therapist profiles. Make sure you read the profiles. But then here's what you've got to do. Once you get 2 or 3 names, go to their websites. Look at what are the things they write about. Does anything grab you in what they've written? Does anything resonate with you? If there's a video, absolutely watch the video because it gives you a sense of what it would be like to talk to them. After you notice, do they list anything about any special certifications or training to work with couples? Just because someone says, I work with couples or I specialize in couples, you would be surprised. That does not mean that they've had extensive training. So after that, have a phone call and take the time to ask them what training they've had to work with couples, how long they've been working with couples, and if they are certified beyond their license. And ask them what model of therapy they're certified in. And here's why. Not that one or the other is necessarily going to mean anything to you, but you want to be able to Google it because you want to make sure they haven't been certified after a weekend workshop. That's not the kind of training I'm talking about. I'm talking about comprehensive, learning about theory, hands-on practice, supervision of clients over an extended period of time. So if you ask what the model is, you can Google that model and just kind of look at the training training criteria. That'll give you a sense. And if someone says, oh, I use several different models, that's great. Just make sure, ask them, in which ones do you have a certification? Have you completed the training? And many professionals will offer 15, 20-minute free phone consultation. Take advantage of that. You might create a list of questions to ask them because you just want to get a sense of what is it like to talk to that person. And then after you've done that with 2 or 3 people, pick who feels like the best fit. Because I really want you to be able to have the best trained, most highly skilled therapist that you've got in your area and have a really good, and someone who's a good fit for you that you can trust, so you have the best experience and create the best relationship you can. Join me next week, because next week I'm going to be talking about what is the single most common sexual issue that couples deal with, and that is discrepancy in desire gap, where one partner desires sex a lot more than the other partner, and how to address that. So until next time, Barbara Calvi, take good care.